watching the News Hour Special Edition.
Welcome back. The Uttar Pradesh government and the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was singled out by the left lobby after the state said that it would allow Kavar Yatra with curbs. That was the statement after which the Supreme Court stepped in, asked the Yogi government to reconsider, and the Yogi government put public health over faith, has cancelled the Kavar Yatra. But what's happening in Kerala is absolutely shocking. At a time when the state is witnessing steady surge in cases, the state government led by Pinarayi Vijayan has decided to ease curbs ahead of Bakrid. Shops and markets will be open until late, and those with at least one vaccine shot can even pray in the mosque. Furthermore, the Vijayan government has increased the limit of number of devotees at the Lord Ayappa temple in Sabrimala to 10,000 now. The decision coming on the day the Uttar Pradesh government decided to cancel the Kavar Yatra has armed the BJP to level appeasement charge. Here are some reactions, then we open it up for debate.
But I firmly believe that selectivism is something which has been taunted, which has been in fact called out by the citizens of this country. As far as the Kerala government is concerned, the news that has come out today, that despite the fact that the state of Kerala is reeling under high pressures of COVID, we have increased COVID patients there. We have to take great many steps to see to it that people do not fall ill. But is it appeasement? What Kerala government is doing is something which people are asking. I firmly believe that the Kerala government would heed to all these advices and would see to it that the citizens of Kerala are protected.
The Kerala government has declared relaxations ahead of Bakrid celebrations, and the act of the Pinarayi Vijayan government seems to be lending an invitation to the graveyard for the people of Kerala. Kerala has one of the highest TPR rates in the country and has one of the highest number of patients recovering in different hospitals in the state. BJP condemns this act of the Pinarayi government in pushing the people of Kerala into a huge calamity.
You're watching the News Hour Special Edition, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
With us, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, stays on. Shehzad Poonawalla also stays on. Sebastian Paul of the CPM and Kevin Matthew, political analyst, joins the panel. Kevin Matthew, let me begin by asking, I'll come to you, Mr. Matthew. Let me begin by asking Mr. Sebastian Paul. And before I ask you that question, sir, I have the data here of the last 7 days. The daily infection on 11th was 12,220. On 12th, it was 798. On 13th, it was 14,000 plus. On 14th, it was 15,000 plus. On the 15th of this month, it was 13,000 plus. On the 16th, it was 13,750. And yesterday, it was 16,148. The Kerala model has gone for a toss completely. On top of it, why are you risking lives of people by allowing these ease on curbs?
Yes,
Mr. Paul.
I do admit that the COVID situation in Kerala is still very alarming. The figures are very frightening, and the COVID it is on the rise. The TPR rate also is very alarming rate. But no government can, for quite long time, shut the people inside or lock the people inside, and there will be huge pressure. But the government
you have examples all around you. What are you saying, Mr. Paul? You have examples all around you.
Yes, we know.
It's not just the COVID numbers that are frightening. The policy of the Pinarayi Vijayan, at least in this case, is absolutely dangerous.
That is what. Yes, to that point I am coming. It is absolutely absurd to equate Bakrid festival in Kerala with this cancelled Kavar Yatra in UP. Bakrid, there's a festival, it will be celebrated indoors by the people. and shops are open for a while for 2 or 3 days.
Why, sir?
And the
No, help me understand, sir. Help our viewers understand, Mr. Paul. Are you saying that people who step out on Bakrid will all be COVID-19 free? That they can't catch the virus or can't transmit it?
No. People are not permitted to roam the streets to celebrate Bakrid. Markets are open for 3 days because after there is pressure on the merchants also. Because after a long time, market shops were open for 3 days. It is under strict surveillance and control of the police. Very limited number of people are permitted entry to the markets, and the situation is not beyond control. And the government is...
Sir, the lockdown restrictions have been relaxed from July 18th, which is today, for the next 2 days.
Yes, next 2 days.
Anyways, Sanju Verma, why do you think the Pinarayi Vijayan government is resorting to this?
First and foremost, Pranesh, I think you completely, belled the cat by saying that the Kerala model has gone for a toss. I'm amazed that Kerala and Maharashtra together account for 60% of the total new COVID cases. And Kerala, mind you, what did Pinarayi Vijayan say when he was questioned by media personnel as to why he's decided to allow the celebration of Bakrid? He said our test positivity rate has come down from 15% to 10.4%. Excuse me, Mr. Vijayan, 10.4% is still amongst the highest in the country. Do you know what the test positivity rate in Uttar Pradesh is? 0.03%. Do you know what the recovery rate in Uttar Pradesh is? 98.7%. Do you know what the active caseload in Uttar Pradesh is? Less than 1400 cases versus Kerala, where the active caseload is more than 1,19,000 cases. But the same lobby which had a problem with Uttar Pradesh deciding to go ahead with Kavar Yatra, which has since been cancelled, has completely no qualms in admitting that they are absolutely fine with Bakri Eid being celebrated with all pomp and gaiety. And it does not matter whether you open shops for 3 hours and mosques for 3 days.
Right.
Why the hypocrisy in having different rules for different states, for different communities, for different religions? And as Pranesh said, you cannot be COVID-free when you're celebrating Bakri Eid, but get afflicted with COVID only when you decide to go on a Kavar Yatra.
Shahzad, I want to bring you in. I can understand why Pinarayi Vijayan is not speaking. Perhaps he does not want to antagonize a certain community, but where are those who went after Yogi Adityanath, even went to the extent of saying that Kavar Yatra is a COVID Yatra?
गणेश कोविड बहाना है, हिंदुओं के धर्म पर निशाना है, and I say this categorically because how can you say that there will be spread of COVID in Kavar Yatra, there will be spread of COVID in Kumbh Mela, but not a single tweet in that entire toolkit is ever directed at the so-called Kisan Andolan, which was responsible for the second wave of story broken on Times Now, based on data, not just anecdotal but facts and figures. Not a single word being spoken on the fact that this Bakri Eid celebration, not just in Kerala but also in Telangana, where thousands will congregate in the entire markets, is not going to spread COVID. Not a single word on Rajasthan, which saw multiple violations of lockdown when Janaza of Fakir Baba and all those other worthies were being taken out. Not a single word being said about Kerala and Maharashtra, which has contributed, despite having population of less than 15% of this country, has contributed 60% of the cases. And even today, the number one caseload is being contributed by Kerala, 15,000 cases per day. But they have all the things to say about the Hindu festivals and about Uttar Pradesh, which despite having a population of 23 crores is giving contribution of cases only 56 per day, and which is number one in the number of tests and number one in the total number of vaccinations. This means that they are not concerned about COVID, they are concerned about targeting one community, and it's not something new for them. They have time and again targeted a community. By the way, in Kumbh Mela, the positivity rate of Haridwar never exceeded 5%. But they went on and on about Kumbh Mela, called it a COVID Mela. And today the positivity rate, like Sanju Verma said, of Kerala is above 10%, and not a single tweet or toolkit, even by those portals, those same news portals which ran stories after stories on Kawad Yatra have gone silent about
Okay, let's
Kerala
get a
model.
response
And this
from Kevin Matthew. Mr. Matthew,
See, sir, 2 points.
why is
First
the
thing,
Chief Minister silent?
See, sir, let me put in 2 points here. First thing, I have a very
serious problem with my elite panelists, co-panelists arguments, because they try to keep this between Hindus and Muslims. That's the first folly that the people of this state and this country are going to understand. It is not against Muslims or Hindus. It is not about communities. It has been open for Sabrimala and it has been open for Bakri. It is for the complete people. Now, that's the first part. So let us not make this as another tool to divide people on first thing. The Kerala government's actions, while I don't associate with the government, are not focused on community. So that's the first point. But these people want to make it that way. And that is the biggest problem. That's a bigger virus than COVID is. Now coming to the point. While what happened at the Yatras was a congregation of people, thousands of people coming together on the road. What is happening in Kerala today is different. We have structured systems, and while these people talk about positivity rate, one thing you have to understand is Kerala has the least mortality rate. See, the whole purpose is to keep the people. Let me complete, please. Let me please complete.
Mr. Matthew, you've got it completely wrong. Mr. Matthew, I have to say, sir, that you've got it completely wrong.
Kerala's fatality rate
You got
is
it
amongst
completely
the highest
wrong.
in the country. Do you know how many people
I have the
died in
data,
Kerala?
sir. If I read out the data, the numbers are alarming, they are ominous.
Pranesh, can I come in, please? Can I come in on this?
Yeah, make your point, Sanju Verma.
Kerala has seen more than 15,000 deaths due to COVID, despite a population of just a little over 3 crores. Gujarat has a population which is more than double that of Kerala, but has still managed to rein in COVID deaths at barely a little over 10,000. Point number 1. And point number 2, do you know in percentage terms what is the fatality rate of Kerala? It is 2.4%, whereas the national fatality rate in India is barely 1.1%, which means the fatality rate due to COVID in Kerala is more than double the national average. Do you know what the recovery rate of India is? It is 97.28%.
All right.
Do you know what the recovery rate in Kerala is? It is barely 89%. So
We've run out of time. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Sanju Verma, Shehzad Poonawala, Sebastian Paul, Kevin Matthew, thank you for joining us on debate number 2 on the special edition of the News Hour. And breaking inputs coming in. Times Now news break confirmed. All India Congress Committee has appointed Navjot Singh Sidhu as the Punjab PCC chief. Samia Kapoor, breaking that news first. Samia, Sidhu has been appointed as the president of the Punjab Pradesh Congress Committee with immediate effect, and there are 4 working presidents who will work alongside him, like Times Now had reported. Samia.
Absolutely, Pranesh. We broke it here on Times Now first that Navjot Singh Sidhu's name has been cleared by the High Command of the Congress Party. It was only a matter of formality and to try and placate the warring heads over here, Captain Amrinder Singh and his camp, the manner in which Harish Rawat landed in Chandigarh to placate Captain Amrinder Singh was only to try and convince him that Navjot Singh Sidhu will be the one taking the charge from Sunil Jakar as the Pradesh Congress Committee Chief of Punjab. And this is going to be the team that will be going into the assembly elections of Punjab from the Congress's end, along with 4 working committee presidents as well. We did mention that there is going to be a formula devised as far as the Jat, Sikh, Dalit equation is concerned to keep that intact, and that's how there is Pangat Singh, there is Sukhvinder Singh Danni, there is Pawan Goyal, there is Kuljit Singh Nagra. All these 4 would be the working Congress presidents who would be assisting Navjot Singh Sidhu. It has been a long drawn deliberation in the Congress, Central Congress, to try and come up with the name of Navjot Singh Sidhu. There were back and forth parleys held. Both Navjot Singh Sidhu met Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi after before Captain Amrinder Singh had also come and met the Congress High Command. But even right now, Pranesh, at this juncture, there are several MLAs and leaders from the Punjab Congress who are essentially from Captain Amrinder Singh's camp, who are not very happy with Navjot Singh Sidhu being given this baton of charge.
A divided house. At least 10 Congress MLAs from Punjab had written a letter, an open letter in support of Captain Amrinder Singh. We'll have to wait and watch how the captain loyalists will respond to this new development. Sidhu is the new captain of Congress in Punjab. The Gandhis have blessed him. All eyes on how Sidhu will take along all the people, including Captain Amrinder Singh, because Punjab goes to polls and the Congress will not want this division to hurt its prospects. Samya, thanks for joining us and breaking that big story. A short break, we return with more news on the other side.
The News Hour Special Edition.